Have you ever noticed how your calmness shakes people to their core? How your ability to walk away without breaking a sweat makes them question everything? Let me tell you something. Your detachment isn't just a skill, it's your superpower. It's the thing that leaves those who thrive on drama completely unarmed. And guess what? They can't stand it. This isn't about being heartless or uncaring. This is about knowing your worth, protecting your peace, and refusing to play games that don't serve you. By the time we're done here, you'll understand why your ability to rise above the noise isn't just powerful, it's transformational. So buckle up, because it's time to own that strength and see just how unstoppable you truly are. When you start to detach from chaos and reclaim your peace, it unsettles those who once thrived on your reactions. The first indicator is their shift towards subtle manipulation, quiet, deliberate attempts to draw you back into their grip. It might begin with underhanded comments, cleverly veiled as casual observations, like, "It must be nice to just stop caring about everything." These aren't innocent remarks. They're strategic, designed to make you question the resolve that has allowed you to break free. Behind their words lies an inability to accept that you've chosen calm over conflict, and their frustration grows as their efforts fail to shake you. When subtlety doesn't work, they escalate, turning to distortion as their next move. Gossip becomes their preferred tool, not only to shape how others perceive you, but also to erode your confidence. They twist your composure into apathy, your independence into arrogance, and your boundaries into aloofness. Their aim isn't simply to tarnish your image, it's to isolate you, to mold a version of you that aligns with their insecurities. By rallying others to their narrative, they hope to provoke a reaction, drawing you back into a cycle you've worked hard to leave behind. But these actions reveal far more about their own fragility than they do about you. Their inability to handle your growth and detachment is a reflection of their dependence on the control they no longer have. While they grasp for ways to bring you back into their world, your silence and resilience remain a powerful testament to the strength you've gained. The next phase comes quietly, almost imperceptibly at first. Invitations become fewer, conversations falter when you're around, and a sense of distance begins to grow. This exclusion isn't by accident, it's intentional. Their aim is to make you doubt the strength of your resolve, to question the value of the detachment you've chosen. They hope the discomfort of isolation will push you back into their fold, but their actions betray their unease. Your independence acts as a stark reminder of what they lack, self-control, and it unsettles them deeply. Your absence speaks louder than your presence ever could, and it reflects a power they cannot grasp. When subtle exclusion fails to break your stride, they turn to more aggressive tactics, hoping to provoke you. The chaos they stir isn't haphazard. It's a calculated attempt to dismantle the calm you've built. Small conflicts arise, fabricated from nothing, designed to draw you into their orbit. Their efforts aren't about finding solutions. They're about reclaiming the control they feel slipping away. Every escalation is a deliberate ploy, each scenario carefully orchestrated to test your boundaries and challenge your patience. Their desperation becomes most evident in their persistence. They push harder, targeting the things they think will elicit a response: your values, your principles, even your identity. They manufacture urgency and create personal attacks, all in the hope of breaking through your resolve. But what frustrates them most is your refusal to engage. Each moment you remain unbothered magnifies their own powerlessness. With every failed attempt to provoke you, it becomes increasingly clear to everyone, including them, that their control was always an illusion. And that truth is the one thing they cannot bear to face. Your journey to greatness starts here. Subscribe now and let's make it happen. When your detachment becomes too much for others to bear, the next wave of resistance comes in the form of accusations and labels. Distant, unfeeling, self-centered, prideful. These words aren't chosen randomly. They're deliberate weapons aimed to distort your strength into weakness. By twisting your calm into coldness and your independence into arrogance, they attempt to reframe your peace as a flaw. This isn't about truth, it's about deflection. They cannot confront their discomfort with your growth, so they redirect it, trying to make you the problem instead. These labels aren't reflections of who you are, but projections of their own insecurities. They use these accusations to mask their inability to understand or accept your decision to prioritize yourself. By calling you detached, they hope to provoke guilt, to push you back into their cycle of neediness and control. By accusing you of being indifferent, they seek to undermine the clarity you've gained, attempting to pull you back into a space where they feel validated. Each label is less about you and more about their struggle to process the fact that you've moved beyond their influence. What they don't realize is that their words reveal more about their frustration than your character. Every accusation is proof of the strength they can't touch, the resolve they can't shake. They lash out with labels because they know they've already lost the ability to pull you back in. Deep down, their anger stems not from who you are, but from what your detachment highlights: their own chaos, insecurity, and lack of control. By remaining unbothered, you not only preserve your peace, but also expose the fragility behind their attempts to disrupt it. Feel what it truly means to be chosen. You're not alone on this journey. If deep down you feel that you're chosen, you've come to the right place. Take the next step in connecting with us, unlocking exclusive content, and receiving the support you need on your spiritual path by clicking the Join button. This isn't just about being part of a community. It's about accessing unique insights that can transform your life and bring you closer to your divine calling. Make the choice today and walk this journey with us. Claim your place among the chosen ones. Join now. Your ability to detach from chaos and stay true to yourself is a strength that disrupts the norms others cling to. Guided by a sense of purpose, your calm defies the expectations of those who depend on conformity for control. It's not your actions, but the power behind them that unsettles them. Your refusal to be swayed, your independence, your unshakable focus. This resistance becomes both intimidating and magnetic. Detachment challenges the rules of a world that thrives on validation and reaction. It strips away the illusion of control they hold dear, leaving them grappling with the reality that your peace is untouchable and deeply enviable. This tension creates a complex paradox. Your independence becomes a mirror, reflecting their internal struggles, forcing them to confront truths they'd rather ignore. They resent you for highlighting their reliance on external validation, yet beneath that resentment lies an admiration they're reluctant to admit. Your strength underscores their own limitations, creating a discomfort they can't escape. They wish they could claim the freedom you embody, but remain tethered to the very things they know are holding them back. This mix of envy and bitterness fuels their frustration. They don't know whether to criticize your detachment or emulate it. Their attempts to label your calm as indifference only reveal their own insecurities. While they may project negativity onto your actions, it's clear their issue isn't with you. It's with the control they've lost and the power they see you wield effortlessly. By remaining grounded and unaffected, you unintentionally expose the fragile foundations of their need for approval, and that truth is something they cannot ignore. Choosing detachment isn't just a decision, it's a reclaiming of power, and that power unsettles those who rely on manipulating others to feel in control. The real reason detachment frustrates people is that it dismantles the influence they thought they had over you. When you refuse to respond to their provocations, you disrupt the dynamic they've perfected, their ability to control through emotional manipulation. They depend on reactions like guilt, frustration, or fear to maintain control, and when those reactions are absent, their tactics fall apart. Detachment becomes an impenetrable barrier, a quiet declaration that their strategies no longer have any effect. This lack of response isn't just confusing to them, it's maddening. Manipulators thrive on creating turmoil and pulling the strings of those around them, expecting everyone to dance to their tune. But your refusal to engage leaves them scrambling. They try harder, escalating their attempts with accusations or pleas, hoping to provoke a response that reaffirms their influence. Yet their efforts fall flat because you've removed yourself from their game entirely. Without your participation, their control dissolves into nothing more than an illusion. This realization is deeply unsettling for them because it forces them to confront a hard truth. They never had true power over you. This loss of control becomes a deeply personal affront, exposing their dependence on others for validation and significance. Your resistance highlights a strength they lack, one they both envy and resent. While they may lash out in frustration, their anger stems from an uncomfortable admiration. They see in your detachment a strength they crave but have never learned to cultivate. This combination of resentment and longing fuels their actions, but ultimately, it only reinforces the quiet power you hold by choosing to remain above the chaos. Your ability to remain detached acts like a reflective surface, casting their inner chaos and insecurities into sharp focus. It isn't just a neutral stance, it becomes an unavoidable reminder of everything they've tried to bury. By refusing to engage in their turmoil or validate their desire for control, you force them to confront the instability they've carefully concealed behind layers of noise and distraction. Your calmness exposes their chaos, making it impossible for them to ignore. This stark contrast fuels a complex reaction, blending resentment and envy. They resent the discomfort your stillness provokes, but secretly long for the peace it represents. Instead of facing these truths, they project their anger onto you, attempting to frame your independence as arrogance or detachment as indifference. Yet, their frustration isn't truly with you. It's with the reflection you provide. Your composure reveals a truth they're unwilling to confront, that their need for control stems from their own unaddressed fears. Your ability to remain centered not only safeguards your own peace, but also magnifies their inner turmoil, a reality they cannot control or escape. History has shown that such strength often stands in contrast to societal expectations. The quiet defiance of an individual choosing independence disrupts the collective dependence on chaos. When you detach, it challenges their reliance on validation, approval, and control, exposing their dependency. This realization unsettles them, not because of your actions, but because of the clarity it brings to their own struggles. Your calmness is a reminder of the strength they long for, but have not yet found the courage to claim for themselves. Join the journey. Subscribe now, and let's make greatness happen. Your detachment stirs strong emotions in those who rely on external affirmation to feel validated. To them, your independence feels like a personal rejection, a refusal to engage in the unspoken exchange of emotional dependency they've built their identity upon. For individuals whose self-worth is rooted in the reactions and validation of others, your calmness becomes a glaring reminder of their lack of control. Without speaking a word, your actions communicate, "I don't need you to define me," and that truth is more piercing than they're willing to acknowledge. Your steady demeanor shines a light on the insecurities they've tried to bury beneath noise and distraction. Unable to process someone who doesn't respond as expected, they project their discomfort onto you, labeling you as distant, uncaring, or detached. Their hope is that by assigning these labels, they can diminish the unease your independence evokes. What they truly seek is your participation in their chaos, an emotional mirroring that would validate the turmoil they refuse to confront. When you don't comply, their frustration intensifies, though it ultimately turns inward, cloaked as anger aimed at you. This reaction unfolds in stages. First, irritation rises as they fail to elicit a response from you. Powerlessness follows, leaving them grappling with the realization that your detachment has rendered their efforts ineffective. Confusion takes hold as they struggle to understand the clarity you've achieved. In their discomfort, projection becomes their primary tool. Accusations aimed at making you feel responsible for their unease. Yet, the truth is unavoidable. Your detachment is not just unsettling, it's a reminder of the control they lack over their own emotions. What they resent most is also what they secretly admire: your ability to remain unaffected, to stand apart without faltering. You become a quiet force that cannot be manipulated, embodying a freedom they wish they could claim. Though their lashing out may seem relentless, it's rooted in a fear of the effort required to achieve the strength you've mastered. Their reaction isn't about you. It's about their struggle to reconcile the discomfort your independence forces them to face. If you feel the abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the time to share it. You can help spread God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube and contributing $20 or more. This divine gift will touch not only your life, but the souls of many through this platform. Each of you has a sacred place in God's grand design, and your generosity will be the fruit of our prayers. Act now. Share your abundance to glorify His kingdom. For you were created to do even greater things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. Throughout mythology and literature, figures who embody detachment often stand as symbols of quiet resilience and strength. Consider a figure who maintains steadfast composure amidst an environment defined by strife and discord, a beacon of stability that contrasts sharply with the turbulence around them. This choice to rise above the fray is not a rejection of involvement, but a deliberate assertion of independence. Their refusal to participate in the noise leaves others puzzled and often frustrated, as it holds up a mirror to their own chaotic tendencies. This individual's detachment, far from being passive, is a form of active resistance, a testament to the power found in choosing peace over turmoil. In strategic thinking, the principle of unpredictability becomes a cornerstone of success. By remaining emotionally unresponsive, you disrupt the expectations of those who seek to control or provoke you. This detachment serves as a tactical shield, creating a gap between their attempts to manipulate and your inner calm. As they scramble to anticipate your moves, their energy is wasted on assumptions, while you continue forward with clarity and purpose. Detachment, then, becomes not only a tool for preserving peace, but also a competitive edge that sharpens focus and amplifies impact. Your next step is here. Subscribe now and let's move forward together. Emotional independence liberates the mind, carving out space for creativity to thrive and decisions to be made with precision. Without the clutter of external demands or the distraction of unnecessary conflict, your energy is redirected toward meaningful pursuits. The clarity that emerges allows for deeper focus, empowering you to prioritize effectively and achieve goals with confidence. This quiet strength, born of detachment, becomes a foundation for unparalleled growth and the ability to navigate life with an unshakable sense of control. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. Picture a lighthouse standing firm amidst crashing waves, its light unwavering and steady. That's the power of detachment, anchoring yourself in peace while chaos swirls around you. In relationships, detachment redefines how you connect. It's not about shutting people out, but about prioritizing your inner peace. You no longer tolerate connections built on manipulation or dependence. Instead, you attract those who honor your boundaries and value authenticity. These relationships thrive because they are rooted in mutual respect, fostering deeper, more fulfilling connections. When challenges arise, detachment is your armor. It allows you to stay calm and focused, tackling problems with clarity and precision. Detachment isn't apathy, it's resilience. While others are overwhelmed, you remain grounded, turning obstacles into opportunities and staying aligned with your purpose. Like Atticus Finch in To Kill a Mockingbird, detachment empowers you to act with intention rather than react to distractions. It's not about avoiding life's storms, but mastering how you navigate them. By standing firm in purpose, you illuminate the path forward, becoming a beacon of strength and clarity. Let your resilience inspire others to rise, showing that true peace comes from within. Detachment serves as a powerful spark for transformation, both for yourself and those around you. When you refuse to engage in negativity or chaos, it acts as an unavoidable reflection of others' behaviors. Your silence, far from being passive, forces them to sit with their actions without the distraction of your reactions. This void compels introspection, challenging them to examine how much energy they've poured into controlling or influencing others. While their initial response may be irritation or frustration, your detachment often becomes the very catalyst that leads them to question long-standing patterns they've ignored. Stepping away from destructive dynamics takes courage, especially when those cycles have been normalized over time. By choosing not to perpetuate unhealthy behaviors, you create a new standard for interactions rooted in emotional well-being. Whether it's declining to engage in fruitless arguments or stepping back from responsibilities that aren't yours to carry, your choices send ripples outward. These decisions challenge others to confront their own habits and re-evaluate the cycles they're trapped in. Some may resist, clinging to the familiar, but others will be inspired to reflect and take steps toward change themselves. Even if met with resistance at first, your detachment has a way of planting seeds. People often react negatively to what they don't understand, and your independence can feel threatening to those who rely on external validation. But over time, the strength and peace you demonstrate become undeniable evidence that another way is possible. You show that real control isn't about dominating others, but mastering your own emotions and responses. Your boundaries set an example, inviting others to reconsider their own behaviors and encouraging them to seek growth and self-awareness in their lives. Detachment serves as more than a barrier. It becomes a transformative force, clearing the path for introspection and growth. It interrupts long-standing patterns that have gone unquestioned, creating a moment of clarity for those who engage with it. When you step back from the chaos and refuse to fuel others' need for control or validation, you remove the distractions they rely on to avoid self-reflection. Your presence becomes a stark reminder of their hidden struggles, not because of anything you say or do, but because of what your calm independence exposes about their inner world. The discomfort they feel isn't about you. It's about the truths they can no longer ignore. In the realm of strategic thinking, emotional clarity can be a game changer. Imagine a figure known for their ability to observe without bias, carefully analyzing their environment to act with precision. This capacity to step away from reactive impulses and focus on what truly matters is what sets you apart. In a world driven by turmoil and knee-jerk reactions, your calm steadiness disrupts the flow of drama. It challenges those around you to re-evaluate their chaotic energy, even if they resist doing so. Your clarity is both an anchor and a challenge, standing firm against the storms of others' emotions. True detachment isn't about apathy, it's about mastery. It allows you to navigate relationships with both independence and compassion, engaging on your terms without sacrificing your peace. This balance means you can remain empathetic without being consumed by others' chaos. By holding onto your boundaries while staying open to meaningful connection, you demonstrate a powerful truth. Caring for others doesn't require losing yourself. Detachment empowers you to move through life with purpose and integrity, creating space for deeper connections and unwavering personal growth. This is your moment. Subscribe now, and let's turn dreams into reality. Detachment begins with understanding and neutralizing the triggers that pull you into unnecessary emotional battles. People who seek to control often use subtle tactics like guilt, flattery, or provocation to elicit a reaction. Recognizing these methods allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. A brief pause, a moment to choose stillness over immediate engagement, can completely shift the balance of power. By refusing to feed into the chaos, you disarm those who thrive on drama. Detachment doesn't mean stepping away from life. It's about engaging with clarity and intention. It's about maintaining focus and purpose while others are consumed by distractions. Through careful observation and deliberate action, you rise above the noise, turning challenges into opportunities for growth. Your ability to remain composed is a testament to your inner strength. Responding with grace, even in the face of hostility, shows mastery over your emotions. Choosing not to react isn't a sign of weakness, it's a declaration of control. Each time you stay calm, you demonstrate that their attempts to destabilize you are meaningless. Silence, or a measured response, speaks volumes. It signals that you are grounded, untouchable, and unwavering. Knowing when to engage and when to let go is a critical skill. Not every conflict deserves your attention, and walking away isn't defeat. It's an assertion that your peace is more valuable than their turmoil. Resentment directed at you often has little to do with who you are and everything to do with their own internal struggles. When someone lashes out, it's often because your strength underscores their perceived weaknesses. Your calm becomes a mirror, reflecting their insecurities. By choosing detachment, you free yourself from their projections and reclaim your energy for what truly matters. Your decision to prioritize peace over chaos not only protects your well-being, but also sets a standard for how you navigate life's challenges. This is the power of detachment, staying grounded while the storm rages around you. Detachment is not retreat, it's liberation, a bold declaration of your strength and independence. It preserves your worth, disrupts chaos, and reflects clarity that others may find unsettling. Their discomfort reveals their insecurities, not your shortcomings. Your calm isn't indifference, it's choosing peace and purpose over turmoil. When others project their frustrations onto you, remember their chaos is not your responsibility. Your stillness reflects the mastery you've achieved, showing that you value authenticity over performance. Staying rooted in your truth, you thrive where others falter, unshaken by external noise. Your detachment isn't just your strength, it's an invitation for others to break free from cycles of chaos. Share your story, inspire growth, and remind the world that true power lies in mastering oneself.